The American College of Lifestyle Medicine looks at several areas that are supposed to help with preventing disease and being the healthiest you could possibly be. One is nutrition, talk about that all the time. One is exercise, talk about that all the time. Sleep, you hear about that every day. But then there's stress management. Stress management, that's a tough one. How do you do stress management? And a lot of patients ask me this. I gave a talk about this the other day, and I would touch on some of the things that I had researched and that I see on a daily basis because, man, we're all under stress. Every day we turn on our phones and hear about kids being starved to death. Wars happening everywhere. Stock market's doing this, government's doing this, climate change. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just listening to my stresses and you all have your own. But these stresses really play a role. Now, it used to be thought that this would cause cortisol increase and the cortisol would create fat, and that probably really isn't the issue. There may be some physiologic changes, there may be some cortisol secretion, there may be this chronic norepinephrine secretion. But what they have found is that what happens under stress is we become more lax with our rules. We tend to want sweets, maybe because sweets stimulate dopamine, maybe because chocolate stimulates serotonin. But whatever it is, we tend to start eating differently, snacking, things to try to self-medicate. Makes sense, right? So what can you do to stop this? And this is where cognitive behavioral therapy comes in. The idea behind cognitive behavioral therapy is to be cognitive of what stressors will stimulate us to or prod us to do what is not in our best interest, and how can we counteract that? How can we have a plan before the stressor happens? Because if you make a game time decision, you're going to fail. And the idea behind cognitive behavioral therapy is that, first of all, you got your goals and you know your goals. You write down your goals. Your goals are up on your refrigerator. There's something that you see on a day-to-day basis. So you're reminded about, first of all, why do I want to get healthy? Why am I trying to change myself? Why am I trying to lose weight or exercise more or eat better? What is my ultimate goal? What are my smaller goals, my SMART goals? What are my specific goals? How am I measuring them? Are they achievable goals? What am I doing in a time-restricted manner to get there? In other words, I want to walk 8,000 steps a day. I can only walk 3,000 a day, so I'm going to make a plan where I could slowly get towards that 8,000 steps. I want to get, so many grams of fiber a day. I can't do that right away, so I'm setting my specific goals in a measured manner in a time period in order to get to my goal. These are all very important. So you've got your goals. Then you notice that, man, when I am really stressed, I want sweets. I know that when I'm really